Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honest to JMS who told me this truth. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So, story here, BBC. Bank of England says recession expected to be shorter and less severe. So the slump is now expected to last just over a year, rather than almost 2, as energy bills fall and price rises slow. As a result, fewer people are likely to lose their jobs, but the economy remains fragile, warned the bank. The forecast comes as interest rates were raised to 4% from 3.5%, their highest levels in over 14 years. The bank has been putting up interest rates in a bid to tackle the soaring cost of living. Inflation, the rate at which price rise, remain close to the highest levels for 40 years, more than 5 times what it should be. Bank Governor Andrew Bailey said inflation now appears to be falling, but warns that there are still big risks out there which could continue to have impacts on the economy. On Thursday, the bank suggested interest rates may be nearing a peak, indicating it will only raise rates further if it sees signs that inflation will remain high. However, the country is not forecast to bounce back to pre-pandemic levels until 2026. 19 has been bigger long-run effects that we thought it would, particularly in terms of things like the labour supply and people choosing to come out participating in the labour force. Higher interest rates are meant to encourage people to save more and spend less, helping to stop price rising as quickly. Thursday's hike in borrowing costs is the 10th in a row and will add pressure to many households already struggling with the cost of living. The impact will be felt by borrowers through higher mortgage and loan costs, although it should also mean better returns for savers. So it says homeowners with a typical tracker mortgage will now pay about £49 more a month. Those on standard variable rate mortgages face a £31 increase. So it says the bank's predictions come after a separate forecast from the International Monetary Fund suggested the UK would be the only major economy to shrink in 2023, performing worse than even Russia. It is slightly more pessimistic than the IMF, and it said that the UK's economy would be weak for some time. It's slightly more. So yes, it says the UK has a record 1.1 million job vacancies, while the number of people classed economically inactive, which is people aged between 16 to 64 not looking for work, has risen. So Mr. Bailey said that in most countries, the number of economically inactive workers had fallen since the height of the pandemic, but this was not the case in the UK. Inshallah.